ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
The spotlight's on, time to stake your claim for Monday Night Football's Hall of Fame. From heated there goes Bo. They all turn it up when they play in this show. The Saints and Vikes add to our legacy. What a football game this could turn out to be. Tell me if you're ready for a party. Let me hear it if you want to win. You know it's time to ball. We about to kick it off. And all y'all let the games begin. Oh yeah. New Orleans, get ready. Minnesota, get ready. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. Stage is set. Let's get it kick-started. Yeah. Get your game face on. Crowd's getting psyched. Oh, now all my riding friends are here on Monday night.
They are ready here in Minneapolis. The Vikings have designated someone to blow the Galler horn to signal the start of the great battle on the gridiron, a tradition since 2007. Here's Vikings legend Randy Moss. He'll be inducted into the Minnesota Vikings Ring of Honor at halftime tonight. Minnesota won the toss and deferred. So New Orleans will receive the opening kickoff from Kai Forbath. Alvin Kamara back deep, the talented rookie out of Tennessee. But it's Trey Edmonds will get the first return of the season for New Orleans. Stopped shy of the 20 and running onto the field for his first snap as a Saint, the former Viking great Adrian Peterson. And John, virtually no reaction from this crowd.
I'm excited up here. I don't know what to say, but better be careful if you're the Vikings on defense. If I were Sean Payton, I would fake the ball to Peterson and come out firing, because I know this Viking defense wants a piece of their ex-teammate.
Matter of fact, boos louder than cheers right now as the Saints line up on offense. And they give it to Peterson. Bouncing outside, still chugging, carrying his former teammates with him, and very close to a first down near the 29-yard line. A powerful run by the 32-year-old.
Well, he bounced that to the outside, and Sendejo, the safety man, no match for Adrian Peterson in a one-on-one situation, and he pushed the pile big time.
The all-time leading rusher in Vikings history, 16th in the history of the National Football League. Peterson, the MVP in the NFL in 2012. Kobe Fleener, the tight end, the motion man. They stick with Peterson, and he gets stopped shy of the line of scrimmage, it seemed. Eric Kendricks, the linebacker, their leading tackler each of the last two seasons, in on that play.
Michael Kendricks read that play beautifully. Number 54, he's going to come from the backside and stuff this running play. Adrian Peterson wore a different color jersey for 10 years. The Vikings were not allowed to hit him. And Peterson kept bragging, saying, I'm going to rip you guys if I ever play you. Believe me, this one will get heated as the game unfolds.
And those Viking defenders were looking forward to tackling him. They stopped him for no gain. Alvin Kamara, the rookie running back, is in. And there's a flag down, deafening noise.
Offense number 67, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Gene Steratore, the referee. Larry Warford, a newcomer at right guard, called for the penalty. Here's Drew Brees making his 16th straight opening day start. That is the longest streak at any position in the NFL. Now 38 years old, the second oldest quarterback in the league. Tom Brady is about 18 months older. 17th NFL season, his 12th in New Orleans. And his pass is almost intercepted by Kendricks, who stepped in front of Kobe Fleener. So after 9 yards on first down, it's a 3-and-out for the Saints.
Kendricks is all over the field early. He's going to read Fleener on a quick out, almost intercept this pass. Kendricks is coming into his own. He has a lot of production. It'll be a matter of time before he's in the Pro Bowl. Young linebacker on the rise, the ex-UCLA Bruin.
Let me correct myself. It is 2nd down and 15. And obviously problem with the clock on the screen. 13-11, the time remaining in the first quarter. On the draw, Alvin Kamara looked like he got grabbed by a face mask as he made his way across the line of scrimmage, and there is a flag down against Linval Joseph.
Pretty clear face mask penalty. Is it 5 or 15?
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 98. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Mike Zimmer, the head coach of the Vikings. No doubt about the call. And just to clean up what happened, the New Orleans Saints got the first down on that 2nd and short play. It looked like Peterson had been stopped. So now it's 1st and 10 out at the 42-yard line. Max Unger, the center, did not play much in the preseason. He was recovering from a foot injury. Mark Ingram is in at running back. Play fake to him, and a pass complete to Michael Thomas to the 50-yard line, about 2 yards short of the first down. Xavier Rhodes in on the play for Minnesota. Second and 2 from midfield. And a quick toss. Mark Ingram. Looks like he has the first down. And he does on the far sideline. 1st and 10 New Orleans with 12:15 remaining in the first quarter.
And already Sean Payton using multiple personnel groupings. We've seen Peterson. We've seen the rookie Kamara. And Ingram had over 1,000 yards and 46 catches. Those are career numbers, Sean. And what does he get? He gets Kamara and Adrian Peterson and less touches this year.
Ingram averaged 5.1 yards per carry last year. That was 3rd best in the NFL. They fake it to him and set up a screen. Ingram with lots of running room down the far sideline. Taken down near the 30-yard line by the safety, Andrew Sendejo. First down, New Orleans at the 30.
This is a great screen team, and you're going to see a rookie, Ben Gideon, out of Michigan, get caught up in the trash on this screen pass. Andres Pete throws an excellent block, and there goes Ingram. The Saints have 3 distinctly different backs that can do a lot of damage, and nobody throws the ball to the backs more than the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, the running backs caught 127 passes last year, the league high. Another play fake, and Ted Ginn Jr., newcomer to New Orleans, chased out of bounds by Trey Waynes, the 3rd-year corner out of Michigan State. Another quality gain for the Saints, 8 yards.
Boy, Sean Payton is using every man on his roster. Look at that sideline sheet. That's about 8 inches bigger than any sideline sheet I've seen Sean Payton use. But all the personnel groupings, multiple formations, and they get in and out of the huddle fast, and Minnesota's on the ropes early.
Well, he said that play sheet is bigger because he can't see as well as he used to. He needed a bigger font. He said, we actually have fewer plays. I just need them in bigger print. John Kuhn, the fullback, just brought back to the active roster by New Orleans, very close to the first down. And Gene Steratore says it is a first down. The crowd groans a little bit because it was close. But they move the chains with 4.5 minutes gone by here in the first quarter.
Tommy Lee Lewis is checked in, number 11 at the bottom of the screen. He is a very creative player. Watch the jet sweeps. Anything can happen.
They hand it off straight ahead. Alvin Kamara, he gets driven back by Eric Kendricks, the 3rd-year linebacker out of UCLA.
When he comes in the game, they're going to do a lot of different things to try to confuse the Vikings, but Kendricks at middle linebacker, number 54, making his presence felt. He stuffed that play. Great recognition.
11th play of the drive. The Saints started at their own 19. 4-man rush. Drew gets it off. Kuhn out of the backfield, stumbles down at the 6-yard line. There is a flag on the play in the offensive backfield.
Holding. Offense number 75. 10-yard penalty. You play second down.
Andrews Pete, second-year left guard out of Stanford, first-round pick of the Saints in 2015, the 13th player taken in that draft.
Sean, that's what this Viking defensive line does to you. They get sacks, hits on the quarterback, and they cause a lot of penalties. And on second down and long, you got to be alert for a draw play or a screen play in this situation.
I was surprised when Sean Payton told us last night he thought they had an advantage in the trenches on this side of the ball. That's a great defensive line for Minnesota and a remade offensive line for New Orleans, but he thinks they're going to win that battle. Hard-earned short gain by Mark Ingram, the former Heisman Trophy winner back in 2009 out of Alabama.
And the Saints using Ryan Ramczyk, the rookie, at left tackle. They wanted Ramczyk to be their right tackle, but when Teron Armstead went down, they took the rookie and told him, hey, go play left tackle. And Sean Payton is going to help him all night. They're going to run the ball in some unconventional situations. You're going to see multiple players helping him in pass protection against the great Everson Griffin, number 97, a Pro Bowler.
3rd and 15. New Orleans has been the best third down team in the league each of the last 3 years. Breeze is going for the touchdown, and it's too long for Tommy Lee Lewis. With Andrew Sendejo, the safety, in coverage against the speedy Lewis.
And that time they sent help on Griffin. They're going to run a play action pass. You see Ingram and you see 67 Warford going to work against Griffin. They're going to help this left tackle throughout the night.
They have a brand new snapper, Zach Wood, who was in training camp with Dallas and got let go. His first game snap as a Saint. Will Lutz is the kicker. 43-yard field goal is right down the middle, and a strong start to the season for the New Orleans Saints. Nearly 7 minutes, and it results in 3 points. The ESPN Deportes broadcast of Monday Night Football is airing on ESPN2. On the right of your screen, the play-by-play man Alvaro Martin. Raul Alegre, the terrific former kicker, provides the color. Our buddy John Sutcliffe on the sideline. 3-0 Saints. 13-play drive results in a 43-yard field goal by Will Lutz. Jerick McKinnon back deep for the kickoff for Minnesota, and Lutz will kick off. Good kick, about 7 yards deep, but McKinnon's going to try it, and that was a mistake. He's down at the 15-yard line.
Wow.
Here come the Vikings, led by Sam Bradford. The 2008 Heisman Trophy winner as a sophomore at Oklahoma. 2010, he was selected #1 overall in the NFL draft by the Rams. Signed a $78 million contract, the richest ever by an NFL rookie. But battled injuries early in his career, back-to-back seasons, ended by ACL injuries to his left knee. He's been traded twice in the last 3 seasons to Minnesota just before the start of last season, and he had an excellent first year with the Vikings. He's on target, and Dalvin Cook with his first touch on his first snap in the NFL, a juggling catch, then taken down by A.J. Klein.
Came in here last year, Bradford did, under impossible circumstances. I mean, a week before the season, he had to learn the offense. I'm amazed with the production that he had, but he's had the offseason with offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur. He knows the plays, he knows his teammates, he knows the coaches, and they're asking him to do a lot more himself at the line of scrimmage this year.
Teddy Bridgewater suffered a gruesome knee injury in the preseason a year ago. They felt they had a team that had a chance to be a Super Bowl contender. They traded with Philadelphia to bring him in. Dalvin Cook driven back. Alex Okafor, one of those newcomers to the Saints defense, with help from Kenny Vaccaro, the safety.
We got to keep an eye on this Saint defense, Sean. They were the story to me of the preseason. They've been badgered by the media. Their statistics have been horrible the last few years, but they have a lot of new players, new coaches, and there's a new attitude. You just saw 7 Saints on that tackle.
He had an excellent preseason, but it's obviously an entirely different story here in the regular season. Saints have given up the most points in the league over the last 3 years, 7 and 9 each of those seasons. Haven't made the playoffs. Bradford on target. First down, Stephon Diggs across the 30. Tackled by Devontae Harris, a gain of 11 for Minnesota.
That's why there's 5 new starters on this offensive line. You got to give Sam Bradford some pass protection so he can survey the field. And here's Stephon Diggs on a shallow cross. He beats Devontae Harris for the first down. 5 new starters on the offensive line. I have not seen that in a long time.
Bradford on target. Nice hands catch by Adam Thielen. Tackled by Marshawn Lattimore, the Saints' first-round pick. 11th player taken overall out of Ohio State. And here's the Vikings offense, and you mentioned the remade offensive line, including the rookie out of Ohio State, Pat Elflein at center. They went out and spent $37 million guaranteed on 2 free agent tackles, veterans Riley Reif and Mike Remmers. Toss back to Cook, in trouble behind the line of scrimmage, and taken down. Klein with penetration. Manti Te'o made the primary tackle for New Orleans.
That time the Saints jump into the Bear defense. They cover everyone, and they want to go after the rookie center from Ohio State, Pat Elflein. Toss sweep to the right, and there's that Saint effort converging on Cook. Well played.
First rookie center to start the season opener since 1962. The Hall of Famer Mick Tingelhoff is here tonight. They converted on 3rd and 5, now 3rd and 6. Bradford might be the same play. Stephon Diggs gets the first down. Got hit way out of bounds by the rookie safety Marcus Williams.
Foolish penalty by Williams, but how impressive was Dalvin Cook on the blitz pickup? Saints come with an overload blitz on the left side, and watch the rookie Cook
Personal foul.
stymie it.
Late hit
That's
on
an excellent job.
Number 43.
And clearly a late hit on the rookie, Williams. Uncalled for.
10-yard gain, 15 more on the personal foul. And the ball at the New Orleans 39-yard line. Cook, the lone back. All-time leading rusher in the history of Florida State, and he's dropped at the line of scrimmage, perhaps even a loss of a yard. A.J. Klein again had a hard time playing regularly, as you pointed out, with Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis in Carolina, but he's become the immediate leader of this defense.
You know, you could go out in free agency and add talent and add speed, but they went out and added leadership and toughness and communication, something I think this defense needs right in the middle. Nice play by Klein, just 26 years old.
Bradford trying to set up a screen. Cook dropped the ball.
Oh, no.
And they rule it incomplete, and now there's a flag thrown. Alex Anzalone, the rookie, made contact. That's Florida Gator on Florida State Seminole.
They should pick this up. That was a bang-bang play. I think they're going to call this on Anzalone for a personal foul, but there's not much else the rookie could have done.
Personal foul. Defense. Number 47 hit on a defenseless receiver. It's a 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Now we're joined again this season by Jerry Austin, longtime NFL referee. Jerry, we'll give you your first test of the night, my friend. Welcome back. First of all, great to be with you. What do you think?
Well, it's the crown of the helmet. And that's what they called. Took aim at him, hit him with the crown of the helmet, and 15 yards.
All righty. Jerry says it's a good call. You don't agree, and I'm not going to separate you two all season long. No, we're going to play nice this year. Jerick McKinnon
good
with the catch and a short gain. There's Dennis Allen, the defensive coordinator for New Orleans, with a very new group, including the 3 new linebackers John talked about, the rookies in the secondary. I mean, Vaccaro's the only one with any experience because P.J. Williams has missed almost all of the last 2 years.
I know. This is the most inexperienced secondary you will see all year.
2nd and 6. They are in field goal range. Bradford, after a good fake, throws. Intended for Jarius Wright and incomplete.
I think the key to the Saints this year is going to be how this young secondary plays. You're just going to see one-on-one coverage. Wright on a high fade, and P.J. Williams nickel corner in good coverage.
Another 3rd down for Minnesota. They converted a couple on the passes to Stephon Diggs. They try the ground. Big hole for Jerick McKinnon. And the crowd roars. They saw very few holes like that generated by last season's offensive line. Kenny Vaccaro made the tackle. Another 1st down for Minnesota.
That's all Sam Bradford. We talked about it earlier. He's got more authority at the line of scrimmage. He saw the Saints in a 2-deep zone. It was a soft box. And that's what I'd love to see Bradford do all season long. Change plays, change protections, keep the Vikings in the best possible play selection. Great work.
10-yard gain. They're 3 for 3 on 3rd down. 1st and 10 from the 11. Dalvin Cook. You asked him yesterday, what's your favorite run? He says he likes to run inside. The inside zone in particular, his favorite play.
You know what I liked about that? He had to think about it. I think he was thinking, I like outside runs, inside runs, draw plays. The man can play. 4,400 yards, 46 rushing touchdowns at Florida State. I just think he has a great upside, and man, has he earned the respect of his coaches and teammates here in Minnesota.
Long opening drive for New Orleans, nearly 7 minutes long, resulted in a field goal. And now the Vikings answering. All day for Bradford. And Diggs taken down after a short gain by the man who's been the best defensive player in New Orleans for several years now, Cameron Jordan, the son of the former great Vikings tight end Steve Jordan.
Boy, Cameron Jordan hasn't missed a start in 5 years. Plays over 90% of the plays every season, and I think he got robbed last year. Should have been in the Pro Bowl. 3rd down and goal in the red zone. Keep an eye on Rudolph, number 82, the tight end at the bottom of the screen. Bradford likes him in critical moments.
14th play of this first drive of the season for Minnesota. Bradford steps up, sidearm throw, batted away by Alex Anzalone, the rookie linebacker, in coverage on Adam Thielen.
Credit Dennis Allen, a defensive coordinator. He's dropping everybody. Cam Jordan stymies Rudolph on his release, and rookie Paul Anzalone with a heads-up play in coverage. Alex Anzalone, my mistake. I get excited talking about these grinders.
You really do. So here's Kai Forbath, the former New Orleans Saint. Matter of fact, he was very surprised when he got cut right before last season. His kick is up and good, and each team scores 3 on its opening possession. The sun setting on a gorgeous day here in the Twin Cities, nearly 80 degrees today. And Adrian Peterson's career as a Saint just beginning. Impressive opening drives for each team. The Saints 13 plays and the Vikings 15 plays. Both possessions ended with a field goal. There's Alvin Kamara back to receive the kick from Kai Forbath. And Edmonds counsels him to take a knee. So Sean Payton very involved in the play calling along with Pete Carmichael, the coordinator.
Look at these personnel groupings. There's Adrian Peterson in 12 personnel, 1 back, 2 tight ends. Then it's Kamara in 11 personnel, 1 back, 1 tight end, 3 receivers. Then it's Ingram in 11 personnel. And then you keep watching. They jump into 21 personnel with John Kuhn and Adrian Peterson. They got 2 backs, 1 tight end. They're doing it all. And Sean Payton, offensive coordinator Pete Carmichael, every week use their roster in its entirety.
The defensive coaches on the other side have to be on their toes to match their personnel. Adrian Peterson gets the first carry of this possession. He gets upended after a 2-yard gain by Linval Joseph. Drew Brees told us they had 31 different personnel groupings in for this game tonight.
Here comes another one, Sean. You see Tommy Lee Lewis, number 11, Kamara coming, and there goes a tight end. There goes Adrian Peterson, and Mike Zimmer has to counter all these moves with regular personnel, nickel, big nickel, dime. Here comes an open formation with the rookie from Tennessee.
If you're curious, only the Ravens had more personnel combinations than the Saints last year. Kamara squirts ahead for a couple of more across the 30-yard line. They need the 35 for a first down. There's Pete Carmichael, longtime assistant to Sean Payton. What a terrific duo they have been, generating really the league's best offense for the last decade.
If you're a young coach, go to New Orleans and watch these people practice. You're in for a great game tonight. One of the best offensive coaches, Sean Payton, and one of the best defensive coaches in Mike Zimmer. Stay tuned.
They've been in the top 6 in offense in each of the 11 years of Payton. .org/NFL or text Red Cross to 90999 to donate now. On third down, Drew Brees, an incomplete pass in the direction of Michael Thomas, who was looking for a flag, and now there is one. It took a while to land on the field, but it did.
Drew Brees got up there, went on a quick count. And we have another group conversation here.
Gene Steratore, the referee. The head coaches. Longtime friends, Sean Payton and Mike Zimmer, together on Bill Parcells' Dallas staff, 2003 to 05.
There's no foul for defensive holding. There's only play a complete pass, 4 foul.
Sean Payton doesn't agree. Take a look at Thomas, number 13, working against Newman. I think that's a good no call.
It looked like Thomas in part pushed Newman down. So the dangerous Marcus Sherrill's back for the punt from Thomas Morstead, one of the great punters in league history. He's averaged 47 per punt for his career. Only Shane Leckler better than that. Sherrill's has 5 career punt returns for a touchdown. A booming kick drove Sherrill's back inside the 15. He got shoved out at the 25-yard line by Chris Banjo, a special teams standout for the New Orleans Saints. 57-yard punt, 13-yard return. We were all saddened by the news last night of the passing of former Monday night producer, longtime NBC executive Don Ohlmeyer at the age of 72. He was one of the original producers of Monday Night Football, led our show from 1972 to 76. Really one of the legends of television, particularly sports television. 16 Emmys.
About that. He had a vision for this, and none of us would be here without him. Our condolences.
Indeed. Had the great pleasure to work with his son, Chris, on many ESPN golf events over the years. Himself a great producer. Our condolences indeed to the Ohlmeyers. Dalvin Cook collared after he turned the corner for 6 yards. A.J. Klein ran to the boundary to take him down.
The sweep around the left side, and you see the burst. Cook can get the corner. There's a lot to like about this young prospect, and I like left tackle Riley Reif. Very athletic. Reif played right tackle last year for the Lions. He brings some experience and some athleticism to the left tackle position.
Cook.
Wow.
Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. The rookie out of Florida State, Dalvin Cook, all-time leading rusher in the history of that great program. Out of Miami Central, he said he went there. He actually moved to a different part of Miami so he could go to Miami Central because of the great history of running backs like McGahee and Freeman and Davenport. Vikings 3 out of 4 on third down. Need 4 to convert here with Jerick McKinnon, the running back. Look out, Sam Bradford. He got away from Cameron Jordan. Throws on the run, flag down. McKinnon the catch, a first down if it's good. Out near the 40-yard line, but it's thrown in the area. You would expect an offensive holding call.
Well, Cam Jordan just went after Mike Remmers.
Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty, replay, third down.
This is a power rush. This is how you do it. You go right down the midline. And Remmers, the ex-Carolina Panther, is a man that Cam Jordan knows extremely well. He saw him twice a year. Jordan told us, I like my matchup tonight. And if we win this game, it's going to be because we dominate this new offensive line. Great work by Jordan, a two-time Pro Bowler.
I know it's very early evidence, and this starting group didn't take a snap together in the preseason.
I know.
Pat Shurmur said he wasn't concerned about that because they practice together every day against the great Vikings defensive line. But on that opening drive, that looked like a better offensive line than anything we saw from the Vikings last year.
Yes, it did.
Bradford, given plenty of time by that line, takes the check down to McKinnon, and great rally to the ball by Alex Okafor, the free agent over from the Arizona Cardinals, with help from Kenny Vaccaro.
Well, they showed blitz and they bluffed it. They didn't bring it. And watch McKinnon, number 21, on this check down, and watch the fury. Anzalone, Okafor, and Vaccaro are off the field. Keep an eye on this return man. He's had a history in the NFL. Ted Ginn on his 5th NFL team.
Now with New Orleans, back for the Ryan Quigley punt. He's a new punter, replacing Jeff Lott. High kick. Here's Ginn. Great coverage by the Minnesota Vikings, J-Ron Curse. 52-yard punt and nothing on the return for the dangerous Ginn. Tied at 3 early in the second quarter in Minneapolis. At the end of the season in early February, Super Bowl 52. Tied at 3. Here come the Saints on first down from their own 24. Tommy Lee Lewis in trouble and taken down around the legs by Trey Waynes, former first-round pick, who's been up and down those first 2 years, John. But Terrence Newman told us he thinks this is going to be a huge year for Trey Waynes.
They brought him along slowly. He's in his 3rd year. The number one thing you have to do for Mike Zimmer, if you're a corner, is tackle. Terrence Newman, 39 years old, still in the league because he's an outstanding tackler, and it looks like Trey Waynes got the message.
2nd and 10. Here's Kamara taking the swing pass. And so far, John, they've spread the ball around pretty evenly to Ingram and Peterson and Kamara.
And you can see the effort to get Alvin Kamara the football, Sean. Sean Payton, I have known for a long time, and he doesn't throw praise around about anybody often. And he had a lot of great words for Kamara last night. They've had Reggie Bush, they've had Darren Sproles, and he sees a lot more in the future of number 41, Alvin Kamara.
He thinks he's going to be better than Bush and Sproles. He compared him to Marshall Faulk. Here's a Minnesota blitz. Breeze in trouble and taken down back at the 18-yard line. The former Saint, Tom Johnson, in on the sack. There is a flag down on the play. It's in the offensive backfield.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 92. Contact below the knee. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Kendricks came on a blitz. Johnson, 92, is the man that's going to go low on Breeze. And technically, that's the rule. Fans don't like it. There have been a couple questionable calls. And in this field position, Sean, watch the play-action shot play from Drew Brees.
Well, the crowd saw the same replays you saw, didn't think it was below the knee. You think back to a couple of years ago when Tom Brady got injured on a play like that, and they tried very hard to protect the quarterbacks on hits such as that one. Ingram, he gets the carry out to the 49-yard line.
And they love to run right. They love to run right behind Zach Streif, their veteran right tackle. And he's got a new partner this year. Larry Warford, the ex-Detroit Lion, got paid a lot of money to give that right side some thump. And when you get that running game going off that right side, it sets up Drew Brees for some great play-action opportunities.
Play fake by Brees. And trying to get it to Kamara. Ben Gideon, the rookie out of Michigan, had the coverage.
And on third down, here comes Everson Griffin. Pro Bowl right defensive end. And he's going to go up against the rookie out of Wisconsin, pressed into service at left tackle. And the Saints do a very creative job of nudging defensive ends with backs and tight ends. Let's see if they expose Ramczyk to Griffin in one-on-one.
Ramczyk did a good job there. Brees got it off. And Thomas has the first down for Vikings. They're trying to pull the ball out. Thomas battled for every inch to the 45 of Minnesota and a 6-yard gain.
Nice job by Ramczyk in one-on-one pass protection. Shows a little anchor against the bull rush. And go back to Mike Thomas. Did you see how many Vikings are in on that tackle?
Yeah, it was a gang tackling situation for sure. There's Ramczyk. Interesting football life he's had from Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Wanted to play for the Badgers out of high school. They didn't want him. He went to Winona State in Minnesota. Wasn't there very long. Lost interest in football. He blocks for Brees, who throws a bullet down the seam to Fleener for a first down deep into Minnesota territory at the 21-yard line.
Great job getting help in pass protection on the left side, and that allows Fleener to run right down the seam. You see Andrus Peat over there on the left side helping the rookie Ramczyk, but who throws the seam ball better than Drew Brees?
No one.
Nobody. And Kobe Fleener, awfully quiet last year as a first-time Saint. Much needed catch.
Well, Drew Brees said, I have a lot of confidence in Fleener. I want him to have more confidence in himself. He had an up and down first year in New Orleans last year. Everson Griffin with penetration. Ingram upended after a short gain. So Peterson has 3 carries. Ingram now has 4, and Kamara has 3. Sean Payton said spreading the ball around might be difficult, but so far it's been evenly distributed.
When have you seen Adrian Peterson healthy standing on the sidelines? This is a serious adjustment for the future Hall of Famer, standing here for a long period watching 2 other backs get the majority of the work.
And he knew when he signed with them in the spring that was going to be the case. Ingram coming off a terrific year. Brees running out of time, throws it away at the feet of Kamara. They were trying to set up another screen.
Number 41 was in the area. Third down.
You know, Sean, in these third down situations, the Vikings use Brian Robinson, number 96, as the quarterback of their defense. He'll come in here and play defensive tackle. Normally, they're in a 3-point stance, but watch Robinson. He'll be standing up, listening to the center, listening to the quarterback, and communicating what to do to his teammates. He's their number 1 communicator on defense, and he's a defensive lineman. I have not seen that.
34-year-old veteran. He knows he's coming toward the end of his career. 3rd and 8, New Orleans. Brees under duress, got it off. And another catch by Fleener for a first down. He had 50 catches last year, but by his own admission, he could have been better.
Look at Drew Brees stand in here, shuffling slightly to his right, keeping the ball in a throwing position. Who works the pocket at 6 foot like Drew Brees? That's an amazing task. When you're 6 foot, you got to see through the forest and make accurate throws in the middle of the field. got to be quick. You got to maneuver and find some different launching spots.
8 for 13 for 77 yards. They hand it off to Ginn on the jet sweep action. He's down inside the 5 near the 3. Taken down by Andrew Zendejo, 7th-year safety man out of Rice.
Daniil Hunter, you're playing left defensive end. They don't even block you. They run a jet sweep at you. So far, Griffin and Hunter have been awfully quiet.
Both teams with a remade offensive line. Both lines on offense faring pretty well. No running room generated there for Ingram, who gets repelled by Daniil Hunter and Everson Griffin. Hunter, one of the emerging stars in the NFL at 22. And the veteran right tackle, Zach Strief, is down. One of the stalwarts of this Saints offense, 93 career starts for Sean Payton. Zach Strief, right tackle, walking off the field, going for further evaluation. Senio Kelemete has come into the game. On 3rd down and goal from the 5, trying to break a 3-3 tie. Ingram battling and then got whacked at the 2-yard line. And Sean Payton has a decision to make on 4th down and goal, and he's going to wave on the field goal team with Will Lutz.
Oh, they ran a trap play, a surprising call on 3rd down. You're going to see Andrus Peat try to trap Robinson. Good effort to the ball. You see Harrison Smith, number 22, the unblocked safety. But with Kelemete at right tackle, you got a rookie at left tackle. Hard to blame Sean Payton in that situation. They're in real trouble if Strief is out.
Now Will Lutz had an excellent rookie season, made his last 13 field goals last year. Now he's 2 for 2 tonight, as this one is good from 21 yards. 6-3 for Drew Brees and the Saints in the 2nd quarter. A tribute to the military through the salute to service. Tonight we focus on Viking special teams coordinator Mike Prefer, Naval Academy graduate in the Navy from 1989 to 97. Did time in the Persian Gulf and Somalia. He's so proud of his son Wilson Prefer, who now is in Annapolis at the Naval Academy. Wilson is his mom's maiden name, and Mike just glowed when you talked to him the other day about how proud he is of his son. We salute all of the men and women of our armed services.
I salute Prefer. He comes from great stock. You got to meet his dad. His dad was a great special teams coach as well, and what a great piece that was.
Will Lutz kicks off. And Jerick McKinnon's going to run it out again. Woo. He got spun around at high speed as he crossed the 25-yard line. Well, Sam Bradford 7 out of 10 so far tonight.
Well, some good things. Just got to put it in the end zone. But when he's given protection, he can be deadly accurate. Play action pass. Tight window throw to Adam Thielen. Great blitz pickup. Another accurate shallow cross to Diggs. Nice reset check down. He sees the field well, but the pass protection has really been better, as you pointed out.
70% tonight. He was 71.6% against relentless pressure last year. That set the single season NFL completion percentage record that had been held by Drew Brees. Bradford deep down the middle and on target again to Adam Thielen. Local favorite from Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, out of Minnesota State, Manti Te'o took him down, but it's a gain of 35.
Just a 3-man rush. The Saints against that empty backfield set. Check to a 3-man rush. Nobody near Sam Bradford. And Sean, if he gets protection, he can be as accurate as anybody I have studied. Heisman Trophy winner, #1 overall pick. Looks sharp.
His best season of his career in his first year in Minnesota. That one's right on target. Jarius Wright knocked down inside the 20-yard line. They're going to spot it at the 18. Another first down for Minnesota, 21 yards.
How about that throw? You're going to see Kenny Vaccaro come off the right side. It's another trap pass. Great blitz pickup. And how about this throw under fire? Holy smoke. That's as good as it gets.
Mike Zimmer, Pat Shurmur talked about the need for more explosive plays. They're getting them. Here's a very explosive play. It's a touchdown to Stefon Diggs.
Bradford's feeling it. Right after that ball left his hand, Bradford exploded with emotion. He loves this offense. He's in tune with his receivers and his coaching staff, and you can't play quarterback any better than he did on that drive. Play action pass, and Diggs fools Devontae Harris big time, who is peeking in the backfield. But I love the emotion of Sam Bradford. That's something I have not seen.
Well, last year was such a struggle just to get a first down. And how about that drive? 74 yards in 3 plays. 35, 21, and 18. They want explosives. They're getting them. Kai Forbath the extra point. And Minnesota takes the lead. Sam Bradford now 10 for 13 and a touchdown.
People walking through their facility, seeing all those jerseys hanging up. I was looking around for Bud Grant, the ex-Viking coach. I love coming down here.
Yeah, it's a great city with passionate fans. Some of the nicest people in the country are right here in the Twin Cities. Alvin Kamara returns the kickoff back near the 25-yard line. Great execution by Sam Bradford on that touchdown.
Well, it's a play action pass. They fake the counter to Dalvin Cook, and you're going to see Devontae Harris peek in the backfield, and Stefon Diggs is wide open on the corner route. But it's play action pass and moving the pocket, and a young defensive back peeking into the backfield. That's stealing.
And a tribute to Randy Moss as part of that celebration by Stefon Diggs. Of course, Randy be honored at halftime, included into the Vikings Ring of Honor. Kamara head for a yard, and that's about it. Tripped up by Linval Joseph, whose teammates say is the strongest man on the planet.
I want to go back to Zach Streif's injury. They're already missing Teron Armstead, their starting left tackle. And without Zach Streif, Senio Calameti pressed into service.
And Bryce Harris, who's played a lot on the offensive line the last few years, was released today. And here comes the rush. Everson Griffin right around that left end of the New Orleans offensive line.
Was he offsides? He got off the ball like lightning. And I think he was offsides.
Well, that helps get there.
Offside. Defense number 97. 5-yard penalty. Replay. Second down.
It's one of the best things Drew Brees does. Get into this no-back set. But when you're in a no-back set, you can't get help often on these great pass rushers. And even though it's a 5-yard penalty, Drew Brees is feeling the pressure on his backside. That hurt.
No question about the penalty. The line of scrimmage now the 32. They need 3 for a first down. Fast-moving first half, approaching 3 minutes to go. Adrian Peterson back on the field. And he's knocked out by Trey Waynes. Short of the first down. Here's Lisa Salters.
Well, Sean, the Saints are now saying that Zach Streif is being evaluated back in the locker room for a left knee injury. They're saying his return to this game is questionable.
The offensive line on the field. We mentioned they released Bryce Harris today to make room for Adam Bighill, one of the stories of their preseason camp, a former Canadian Football League player, a bit of an undersized linebacker, but good special teams player. And he's up tonight. Harris is gone. Came over as a free agent from Miami. Timeout with 2:26 to go, and a very entertaining first half, and the first half of our Monday Night Football season opening doubleheader. Live on the ESPN app. We look forward to hearing Beth Mowins, Rex Ryan, and Sergio Dip on the call from Denver. 3rd down and 2 for New Orleans after the Saints timeout, approaching halftime. Breeze surrounded. Out in the flat, and Kamara slipped down as he tried to make a move and get away from Anthony Barr.
Protection is breaking down big time. Vikings don't always get there, but they hit the quarterback more than any team in pro football. Daniil Hunter applies the pressure. Good solid coverage by Anthony Barr. Another big-time linebacker, but Drew Brees has no time to see the field, and Hunter and Joseph are making life difficult.
2-minute warning. Loss of 6 on that last play for New Orleans. Beautiful night in a great city, Minneapolis, Minnesota. The Vikings leading the Saints 10-6 at the 2-minute warning. Thomas Morstead on to punt for the second time. His first one was a bomb, 57 yards. Marcus Sherrill's back deep. And this is another bomb that Sherrills doesn't even try to catch. How about this punt?
That's a great punt.
Might take us all the way from the 2-minute warning to halftime as long as that was in the air. Down near the 5-yard line by Chris Banjo. 68-yard punt. Coming up at the Toyota halftime. Susie Culber and her crew with analysis of this very entertaining first half. Scott Van Pelt will have an interview with the Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford. We'll see him next week against the Giants on Monday Night Football. And Randy Moss will be inducted into the Vikings Ring of Honor at the half. There's Randy, second all-time leading receiver in Vikings history behind only Chris Carter. Started his career here and then came back 4 games briefly. Later on in his career, well, in the hole, a conservative call, and Dalvin Cook looked like it was going to be little gain. He got ahead for nearly 6.
And Sean Payton takes a timeout. There's a man that has some confidence in his defense. I don't think he would have taken a timeout last year with his defense, but they've added a lot of new players, and he likes their progress. That shows a lot of confidence in your young defense. I like that timeout.
It certainly does, and they've been pretty good. The last drive, there were a couple of big hitters for the Minnesota Vikings. And John, when that happened, you could feel the energy in this building. You know, last year they had very high hopes, Minnesota. They started out 5-0. They were the last undefeated team in the league, then finished 3-8 to go 8-8. They still have the terrific defense. They have just about everybody back. If this offense does its part, they have a chance to be a Super Bowl contender and play in that game right here in their home stadium. Swing pass to Cook. And he lunges near the first down marker, tackled by fellow rookie Marcus Williams. If you were Sean Payton, would you use another timeout?
I think Payton has a lot of confidence in his defense. He told me he's going to come in here tonight and learn 2 things. I'm going to learn about my running game with all these great running backs, and I'm going to learn about my young defense. And the only way you can learn about them is to put them in these situations. A must-stop situation. Get me the ball back. We have Drew Brees at quarterback. We can get good field position. They're probably going to play man-to-man coverage. They have a lot of young secondary people. Let's see if they can hold up. I like the call.
You can see how much improvement there was in the preseason over their dreadful numbers of a year ago when they were 31st in the league in scoring defense, better than only San Francisco. Last in the league in pass defense. Struggled at the end of the halves, which makes these timeouts even that much more interesting. They're out of timeouts now, the Saints, with 1:27 to go. Minnesota trying to convert a 3rd and 1. Dalvin Cook, the lone back. Bradford gives it to him. He loves those inside runs, he says. And again, a hole you didn't see very often, generated by the Minnesota offensive line.
And a back I haven't seen either. This man has life in his legs. He has great vision to find these holes. Impressive run by a rookie.
We mentioned he was drafted in the 2nd round, the 41st pick in the draft, taken on the 2nd day. I spoke with Rick Spielman, the Vikings general manager, today. I think everybody recognized the talent. You said he's one of the best running backs you've evaluated in recent years. There were some off the field flags. Nothing that was alarming necessarily, but there were enough of them to cause concern around the NFL. Rick Spielman said they didn't have their 1st round pick last year. After the first round was over, he went to bed that night. He said, I couldn't sleep just thinking about the fact that Dalvin Cook was still there. I woke up the next morning saying, I have to do what I can do to make him a Minnesota Viking. They traded up in the second round. Short game there. Rick Spielman said that morning, I waited till about 8 o'clock to make sure Dalvin Cook was going to be up, and I called him. And we talked on the phone for an hour. And I kept thinking to myself, either this guy is hoaxing me some way, or he really is the sincere, soft-spoken, good guy that our scouts tell me he is. And that's the impression we got in our meeting.
He's got a chance if he can put it all together, Sean.
Well, the Vikings trying to attack deep down the middle. Adam Thielen running free in the secondary and corralled by P.J. Williams at the Saints 30. So Sean Payton with confidence in his young defense, and they don't back up their coach. That's a 44-yard gain.
And Sam Bradford looks like a young Drew Brees. He read the blitz, he changed the route, fixed the protection, and shredded him. But it all was done at the line of scrimmage by Bradford, and what a first half he is having.
Well, after the official stats folks reviewed a play on which there was a penalty, they took an incompletion away from Sam Bradford's stats. So he is now 13 out of 15 for 164 yards. Had the whole offseason to work on the offense with Pat Shurmur, the offensive coordinator, who's called a terrific first half. They worked together in St. Louis. The beginning of Sam's career when Pat was the offensive coordinator there. They worked together in Philadelphia when Bradford was the Eagle. Shurmur worked for Chip Kelly. Last year Pat was the tight end coach to start the season, promoted when North Turner resigned in the middle of the year. Bradford a strike to Kyle Rudolph.
Yeah, and both his incompletions are dropped. But Shurmur knows Bradford better than anybody alive. He had him as a rookie quarterback. He helped him through injuries. He had him in a no-huddle offense, and they're clearly on the same page here. How about this throw?
Oh, a big hit on Diggs, who hangs on, and there is a flag thrown for that hit at the end of the play. Kenny Vaccaro, the safety man over there, to blast Stephon Diggs inside the 5-yard line.
It's a great play by Diggs to hang on. But Shurmur almost acts as if he knows the coverage that the Saints are playing.
Rolling on the field is a completed catch, followed by personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Hit to a defenseless receiver, defense number 32. Half the distance to the goal, automatic. First down.
Now they're evaluating Diggs. That is precisely the kind of hit that they're trying to get rid of in football.
Keep an eye on Kyle Rudolph. They love to shift and isolate the big man in the red zone.
What a drive by Minnesota. New Orleans calling timeouts with the Vikings back near their own 5-yard line. Now it's first and goal, one timeout for the Vikings, and whistles and flags for a false start.
False start. Offense number 62. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's Nick Easton. But Pat Shurmur, much more comfortable as the play caller this year. He can call a play that he likes, and if Bradford sees something he doesn't like, he has the ability to fix it.
Eighth play of the drive. Started at their own 5. It is batted in the air by Cam Jordan and almost intercepted. The defensive end in pass coverage. It was intended for Dalvin Cook.
Well, they're lucky there. They're using a rookie on a bullet slant, and this ball should be picked off. Tip balls in the middle of the field are a big problem. Cam Jordan would have had the interception, but I believe A.J. Klein knocked it out of his hand.
He's had one career interception, Jordan, now in his 6th year. So 11 seconds in the half, still a timeout for Bradford and the Vikings. On second and goal, under pressure, got it off. Rudolph goes out of bounds to save the timeout. At the 2-yard line, Marcus Williams, the rookie out of Utah, 2nd-round selection, chased him out.
It's going to be a blitz coming off the left side of your screen, and Rudolph is just going to release into the flat. Get caught up in the trash, and Marcus Williams, a rookie out of Utah, rallies. Saw the Vikings practicing a lot of irregular plays here in this location yesterday, and almost all of them involve their tight end, number 82, Rudolph.
With 7 TD catches last year, 83 catches for the year. They throw to Diggs. Is it a catch, and is it in the end zone? Yes and yes. And he punched the ball into the stands after a Minnesota touchdown.
Stephon Diggs shredded Green Bay on Sunday Night Football last year, and he's shredding New Orleans on Monday Night Football this year. It's the fly stop inside the 5, and does he get them both in? Wow.
Yes.
See if he completes the process. There's no doubt about that catch. What a job by Diggs. This is a no-name receiving core, but man, are they getting things done. Thielen undrafted. Diggs is a 5th-round pick.
And they have Michael Floyd sitting out, the former Arizona Cardinal.
Will be reviewed.
They are reviewing the touchdown. Of course, Floyd, a native of the Twin Cities area, 4-game suspension to start the year. But he's a talent, and they think he'll bolster what is obviously already a pretty good receiving core.
You got these new tablets, you know, Sean?
Yes.
These officials.
No more under the hood unless there's a mechanical malfunction with the tablets. All in an effort to speed up the pace of the game.
Fans are asking me if it's a touchdown. I'm giving them the touchdown signal, and they're going crazy. If I'm wrong, they're gonna throw me out of this stadium.
Well, they have to be encouraged because
look at them.
In the preseason, John, the first-string offense was not very good for the Minnesota Vikings. We spoke to Adam Thielen yesterday. He said, we really aren't concerned about that. We didn't play very much together in the preseason. Sometimes you need to be out there for a while to establish a rhythm. They've had a very nice rhythm throughout this half.
They certainly have, and the up-tempo offense is something that Bradford did in Philadelphia. And this is a combination of a lot of different offenses. What he did in St. Louis, what he did in Philadelphia, and what he did last year. And they know what they're doing, that's for sure. 95-yard drive in just 1:40. And they're using all their receivers, and they have some balance.
And helped with hindsight now by those timeouts called by New Orleans. You saw Gene Steratore looking at the tablet. The decisions being made back in New York at league headquarters. Al Riverone in charge of the officials this year.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It is a touchdown.
That was easy. Diggs, forget about the challenge. That's a great catch by an emerging young player. He missed a few games last year. They missed him down the stretch. But for a mid-round draft choice, he and Adam Thielen are making great progress.
Vikings had just 3. The extra point is not good. Wide right. They had 3 drives all of last season for Mike Zimmer of 80 yards plus. That was the fewest in the league. 3 touchdown drives of 80 plus last season. None over the last half of the year when they really struggled. Finished the year 3-8.
Forbath.
Kai Forbath with the miss.
How about that, Sean? He missed 3 extra points last year. He's 15 for 15 on field goals. He misses 3 extra points. A lot of people like that extra point rule, making it harder.
Do you?
Personally, I hate it. I like the rhythm of the game. I think
you like
got
the chip
an
shot?
Extended celebration if you score a touchdown. But look, a lot of people like seeing these extra points. A lot of people get thrilled by those.
Well, you mentioned it. Forbath last year went 15 for 15. That's the most field goals made without a miss in the league. But he went 11 for 14 in PATs, which was the worst PAT percentage in the league.
Yeah, imagine that.
And now he kicks off. He was annoyed with the Saints when he got released last year. They signed Will Lutz right at the end of training camp. There's John Kuhn returning the kickoff that ends the half. Sam Bradford outstanding in the first half. The Vikings touchdowns in their last 2 possessions of 74 and 95-yard drives to take a 16-6 lead over the Saints. And the Vikings will get the ball to start the second half. Ceremony like this, it'll be in Canton, Ohio, undoubtedly.
They will, no doubt.
And that'll be the case someday for Drew Brees as well. And Sam Bradford looked every bit Drew Brees' equal in that first half. He was outstanding.
He did, and you can see the continuity that he has with his offensive coordinator, something that Brees has been by, but he's done it with audibles, great throws, and he's led the Vikings. I really like what I've seen from him.
If you're a Viking fan, there has to be such a sigh of relief. And the decision at the end of the half by Sean Payton to use those timeouts with his team on defense, you liked it. It didn't work out, but you liked it.
Hey, you can only go 7 and 9 so many times. You have to get better on defense. You have to test these young corners in that field position. You got to get Drew Brees the ball back. He's thrown for all these yards, but if the defense doesn't start making some plays, they're going to struggle to get back into postseason. Be interesting to see the confidence level of the Saints defense, and will Sean Payton continue to try to run the ball with all these new toys in the backfield, or will he cut Drew Brees loose?
Adrian Peterson, 4 carries in the first half. 3 of them in the first 13 offensive plays, only 1 in the last 17 plays. Jerick McKinnon running back the kickoff for the Vikings, and a good one out to the 34-yard line.
Watch Sam Bradford in the first half, Sean. Out of little things. He sees the 2 safeties deep. He checks to a running play, and Jerick McKinnon shreds him for a big play. Great recognition. Then the toughness in the pocket. Standing in there making that kind of a throw. That's unbelievable. Mobility, on the move, touchdown pass, and then Sam Bradford back at him here in the third quarter.
Let's start with a running play after the 40-yard kickoff return. Here's Dalvin Cook. The rookie rushed for 22 yards on 8 carries in the first half. That's about 7 on his first carry of the second half.
The running left, Riley Reif at left tackle. Got a big contract to come to Minnesota from Detroit and return as the left tackle. That's a huge assignment. They had 4 different left tackles that struggled a year ago, and so far Reif playing quite well.
Four-man rush. Bradford, another bomb, and Diggs has the catch. There is a flag down. Was he inbounds? The officials conferring on that subject. Looks like they're going to give him the catch, and they will inside the 30-yard line with Devontae Harris in coverage for New Orleans.
Stephon Diggs is wearing Harris out. Great adjustment.
Pass interference. Defense number 21. Penalty is declined. Result of the play complete and catch. First down, Minnesota.
How about that sideline work by Stephon Diggs? Harris has him by both hands. Yet Diggs makes the adjustment in full flight and taps the sideline. They're going after Harris big time.
30-yard gain. From the 30. Toss sweep to Cook. And he slips down for no gain. He was trying to be patient and wait for Riley Reif to help create a hole. There was none. Tyler Davison ran him down for the Saints.
Look at Diggs in the first half. He's wearing Randy Moss's shoes on Randy Moss night, and he's playing like Randy Moss. Stutter corner route for 6. Well done. And then this fly stop against Harris. Beautiful tap work on the boundary. He's even doing a Randy Moss celebration. I love it.
They've done a great job drafting here in recent years under Rick Spielman. Diggs was a 5th-round pick. Cook with plenty of running room. Speaking of a good draft pick, out of bounds with an apparent first down inside the 20. Chased out by P.J. Williams, a former Florida State Seminole like Dalvin Cook. A 10-yard run.
It's impressive. Right off the right side. Zone stretch play and well blocked. Saw Jeremiah Searles, number 75, sneak in there at right guard. We'll check on Nick Easton.
Four-man rush all day for Bradford. Throws over the middle. Catch made, short gainer for Adam Thielen. There's a guy who went to Minnesota State, and even they really didn't want him. They tried to convince him to go someplace else. He wouldn't go away. Even his mother told him, maybe you should play another position because they don't think you're fast enough or big enough to be a wide receiver. He got a $500 scholarship.
I know.
$500.
And he just got a $27 million deal. Hey, if you're a young player out there, don't listen to people that tell you you can't do it. Just keep grinding. That's what Thielen did.
Latavius Murray, another Minnesota newcomer, former Oakland Raider running back, in for the first time for the Vikings. Gets his carry and charges ahead and loses the ball on his first carry as a Minnesota Viking.
Murray had 12 touchdowns last year for the Raiders, and Coach Zimmer doesn't like that. I think this ball is clearly out. A.J. Klein strips it.
Minnesota recovered. Clearly a fumble, and a very brief introduction to the Vikings offense for Latavius Murray.
Let's watch Sam Bradford at the line of scrimmage, and he's critical third downs. He likes to use a dummy snap count. He's got the green light to do whatever he sees fit.
In the flat, dropped by Dalvin Cook. One of the things they loved about him is pass catching ability. Not that time. And here comes the field goal team for Minnesota.
The third drop tonight by the Vikings. Bradford's 19 for 23, Sean, and 3 of them have been dropped. That's how good he's been. I think Cook has dropped 3 of them tonight.
There's Kai Forbath. Now 16 for 16 as a member of the Minnesota Vikings. Came over here in the middle of last season when they parted ways with Blair Walsh. Now with Seattle had a good day yesterday, and that one is just inside the left upright from 32 yards. 19-6 Minnesota early in the third quarter. Adrian Peterson making his Saints debut. During his time here in Minnesota, encompassing 123 games, he averaged 95.5 rushing yards per game. That's third in NFL history, behind only Jim Brown and Barry Sanders. His first carry tonight, coach, went for 9 yards. Since then, 1 yard, 3 yards, 1 yard. Adds up to 14 yards on 4 rushes. Basically, every time he's been on the field, they've given him the ball. He's rushed 4 times in 5 snaps. Kai Forbath. Good kick. Trey Edmonds, the son of the former fine tight end Farrell Edmonds, decided not to run it out. And here's some video from late in the first half. We have no idea what this is really about, but it was clear Adrian Peterson trying to get Sean Payton's attention, and finally he turned around. Sean Payton said, I know it's likely one of my running backs might be mad at me when the game's over because they're not getting the ball as much as they want.
That's football. I remember I was coaching down on that sideline. No yelling signs. We got rid of all those. There's going to be some of that every week.
He is out there, Peterson, to start the second half. And just as they started the game, he gets the first carry of the half and gets 2. Spun around and down by Trey Waynes up there with help from Ben Gideon, the rookie linebacker from Michigan.
I mean, that's 15 carries for the Saints tonight as a team for 41 yards. And every time they run the ball, there are fans that are thinking, why are we taking Drew Brees out of the game? But the issues up front for the Saints are real. They have Senio Kelemeti still at right tackle and a rookie, Ryan Ramczyk, on the blind side.
Adrian Peterson split out wide to the right, and Breeze can't get rid of it. Everson Griffin with the sack for Minnesota.
Saints are in trouble. Backup lineman, inexperienced lineman, and Everson Griffin goes to work on the rookie Ramczyk with a beautiful speed move. He set Ramczyk up in the first half. Speed move to the edge. Speed move to the edge. That time, he worked the rookie with a beautiful inside spin move.
First official sack of the game for either team. Third down and 15 for New Orleans. Mark Ingram, the running back, on the right hip of Breeze, who dodged the rush. There's a flag down in the backfield. He ran away from Daniil Hunter through an incomplete pass. And it's a holding call against New Orleans that'll get turned down in a 3-and-out.
Senio Calameti at right tackle. Daniil Hunter had 12.5 sacks last year, and he's no match for Calameti. Calameti's no match for Hunter, I should say. And back-to-back plays where the Vikings defensive ends, the heart and soul of this defense.
Holding. Offense number 65. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Taking advantage of their matchups. Calameti's a center or a guard. And there's Xavier Rhodes, the star corner of the Vikings, heading to the locker room. We'll get you some information.
Yeah, he's not going for a libation there. He is heading to the locker room. One of the ways to get to their locker room is through the club area. Thomas Morstead. Running room for Sherrill's on the catch, and excellent coverage by the Saints. Right there, Chris Banjo again. That's why he's on this team. Special teams demon. Big night for Bradford, and a chance to add to it as he comes back after this.
Come on. Let's get started.
GMC. Adrian Peterson's return to Minnesota to play against the Vikings brought back some memorable games when legends for one team played against their old team. How about Monday Night Football 2009? Brett Favre.
That was a great night, man.
What a night. 4 touchdown passes against the Packers. Vikings have scored on their last 3 possessions, and nowhere to go that time for Jerick McKinnon, sent back by Sheldon Rankins.
Good to see Rankins healthy. First round pick a year ago out of Louisville. Broke his leg, missed half of the season, and Rankins is a 3 technique, a man that can play on the outside shoulder of the guard and disrupt plays. That's a nice job by a healthy Sheldon Rankins. It's important that the Saints get off the field and get the ball back immediately.
Loss of 2. Vikings scored touchdowns in their last 2 possessions of the first half. They drove for a field goal the opening possession of the second half. Adam Thielen, another catch. We mentioned $500 scholarship at Minnesota State, and he wasn't drafted. They have that Call of the Wild here where they have a big tryout where players from the local colleges can come and try out, and he basically made the team out of that local tryout camp.
Gotten better every year, too. I mean, he had 900 yards last season. They've moved him in the slot. This year, they're expecting a lot more from him, and a lot of people don't know he runs 4.45, and he's well over 6 foot 200 pounds.
We have 3 receivers with more than 800 yards receiving last year. First time that's happened in Minnesota since 1981, the days of Ahmad Rashad. Bradford on target to Thielen again. Bradford cannot miss. Another first down for Thielen and the Vikings with P.J. Williams trying to cover.
This might be the best throw you'll ever see. He stands in here and gets planted and throws another incredibly accurate vertical throw. That's the second time I've seen Sam Bradford stand in the pocket, take a punch, and throw a strike. That'll earn the respect of your teammates tomorrow when they put this film on. Wow.
24-yard gain. Thielen 119 yards receiving on 6 catches. Pat Shurmur deep into the bag of tricks, and this one's not going to work. Stephon Diggs run out of bounds by Alex Okafor.
I said coming in here, Sean, I studied Bradford hard in the offseason, and I didn't see a quarterback take more hits and stand in there better than Sam Bradford. And I know a lot of people say they're 5 and 10 yard passes. That's a bunch of baloney. This man can play quarterback as good as anybody from a pocket toughness standpoint. He's done it 2 or 3 times tonight and thrown beautiful passes.
He had to throw it short last year, often out of necessity because he was under pressure so often. But given time tonight, he's been striking down the field. Bradford sacked this time. Cam Jordan has the ball as well, but they're not going to give it to him. Still Vikings ball.
Well, there's Jordan, a 2-time Pro Bowler. He liked his matchup against Mike Remmers. Remmers, the ex-Carolina Panther. Little stunt to the inside, and that's a big play. The Saints needed that one desperately.
First sack of the night for New Orleans. 45.5 sacks for Cameron Jordan over the last 5 years. 3rd down and 22 for Jerick McKinnon in at running back. Some twisting up front. Thielen, a lot of running to do, and he won't do it. Kenny Vaccaro closed quickly in the open field, and Minnesota will punt. Five-yard gain. Here's Ryan Quigley out of Boston College, former Arizona Cardinal. Ted Ginn Jr. back for the punt. 4 career punt returns for touchdowns. Second punt of the night for Quigley. The first traveled 52 yards. High and end over end, and the fair catch made by Ginn at the 11-yard line. 36-yard punt. Monday Night Football continues from Minneapolis right after this. redcross.org/NFL or text Red Cross to 90999. Right now you can donate $10 to the hurricane relief. Quick pop, and Mike Thomas with a first down for New Orleans. Crisp execution there by Breeze for a 14-yard gain. Let's check in very quickly with Lisa.
Hey, Sean, well, Vikings corner Xavier Rhodes, he just came back out of the locker room. Apparently he was cramping up, so they took him back there to get him some IV fluids. He should come back into the game. For the Saints, right tackle Zach Streep now out with a left knee injury.
Alvin Kamara, rookie from Tennessee, ahead for 3 yards. We talked about how anxious Rick Spielman was to draft Dalvin Cook. When we talked to Sean Payton yesterday, he sent him up to Tennessee to work out Kamara, and he said, I left there saying, we have to find a way to draft this guy.
Yeah, he's sharp, and he's a great receiver, and he fits this offense perfectly. We talked about what they got done with Reggie Bush and Darren Sproles, and there are some scary similarities.
Breeze the fake one way, throws the other way on target, and then Ted Ginn slipped down, but he has the first down to the 40-yard line.
Maximum protection. They're trying to get a slant and go to Thomas. Nice reset by Breeze to find Ted Ginn on the sideline. Ted Ginn, versatile player. Over 40 catches, 40 combined returns. He even carried the ball 15 times as a Carolina Panther. They need to get his speed involved in this game.
Breeze getting the ball out quickly. With Calameti still at right tackle. They've struggled a little bit since Streep went out of the game. Now he throws a long one with a flag down. Tommy Lee Lewis inside the 10-yard line. There is a flag down at the 31-yard line. Trey Waynes beaten in the coverage, it seemed. 52 yards if it stands.
Double move against Waynes. I think it's on Trey Waynes. Great play selection by Sean Payton. Xavier Rhodes is out of the game.
Pass interference. Defense number 26. Penalty is declined. Result of the play. First down.
And Rhodes comes right back in the game. But watch Tommy Lee Lewis, who led the Saints in receiving in the preseason. I didn't see much of a penalty there, but what a throw by Drew Brees. And as soon as Trey Waynes gets burned, guess who's back? Rhodes at the top of the screen.
Bring an extra offensive lineman in, Josh Laribas, number 61, lined up to the right of Breeze. Power football with Adrian Peterson back in there to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal. In the final 3.5 minutes of the third quarter, the Vikings up 19-6.
They're going to have to use a play action pass with Peterson, Sean. Every time he comes in the game, for the most part, they've given it to him. And they are swarming to stop their ex-teammate. Now he checks out of the game. They need a play action pass, I think, before the night is over. Fake it to Peterson.
2nd and goal. The rookie Kamara back in. Breeze throws a bullet, incomplete. Looking for Brandon Coleman out of Rutgers. He had an excellent training camp. Still a work in progress with huge size, 6'6", 225.
Right side of your screen. He's just going to pivot right over his outside shoulder, and Coleman's got to get ready quicker with his eyes and find that ball. I think he should have had it. That's great location by Breeze.
On 3rd and goal. Breeze, wobbly pass this time in the direction of Ginn. And the Vikings defense holds. And Sean Payton will send the field goal team on to try to make it a 10-point game with 2:46 to go in the third quarter.
Not sure what Ted Ginn is running there. He starts to the inside. It's cut off by Mackenzie Alexander, and the route distribution at times tonight hasn't been trademark New Orleans Saints stuff.
They're playing without Willie Snead, a key member of their receiving corps. He's suspended for the first 3 games of the year after a DUI in the preseason. Lutz with a 24-yard field goal. He's now 3 for 3, and it's a 10-point game. Monday Night Football from Minneapolis. Saints offense. They've been the highest scoring team in the NFL over the last 3 seasons. But just 3 field goals tonight with Adrian Peterson in the fold. Last year they averaged 29 points per game, second only Atlanta. Jerick McKinnon. Ran into his own man.
We'll take a look at some of their problems. A lot of different receivers playing. Left side of your screen, you're going to see 89 and Ginn 19 in the same throwing lane. The route distribution is just not good enough, and maybe if Drew had a little more confidence in his offensive tackle play, he would hang on to the ball and get to Mike Thomas. But the Saints led the NFL in red zone touchdowns a year ago. So far they have struggled in the red zone, and I'm sure it's for a lot of reasons. A lot of new players playing for the first time as a Saint.
Sam Bradford too low, and it does raise the question about the trade of Brandon Cooks. He had 78 catches last year, 8 touchdowns, averaged 15 yards per catch. No other player in NFL history under the age of 25 years old switched teams after a season in which he made 75 catches, and they traded him to New England for the first-round pick that they used to draft Ramczyk with the last pick of the first round.
Good thing they have Ramczyk. They might have to call off this game. But it is a surprise. But Sean Payton likes his receiving corps. We'll have to see.
Dalvin Cook bottled up at the line of scrimmage. And the clock runs under 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Minnesota leading 19-9, and when we're done here, it's on to Denver for the Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers.
3rd down and long. Dennis Allen, defensive coordinator. Saints led the NFL in sacks in the preseason, and Allen called a lot of different blitzes. Will he come after Bradford here or use some zone coverage?
He blitzed regularly last year as well. Nearly 40% of their snaps on defense. Minnesota 6 out of 10 on 3rd down. Bradford wide open again is Thielen.
Pass protection. Offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur showing confidence Watch Bradford. He's going to get this football, have plenty of time. Stunts picked up clean. And Bradford to Thielen. Thielen with 151 yards receiving tonight.
27-yard gain. Dalvin Cook ahead to the 43-yard line. Flag down on the play. That completion to Thielen, by the way, the 7th pass play of the night for the Vikings that gained 20 yards or more. Their season high last year of pass plays of 20 or more in a game was 5.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face defense, number 57. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Alex Okafor, that's probably why we saw Riley Reeves' helmet rolling around in the middle of your picture.
Well, that's what Bradford told us yesterday, Sean. He said we need more explosive plays. It's just too hard to grind out 80-yard drives. And when you have 7 explosive plays in a passing game in your first game, that's a good sign if you're a Viking fan. He's going to audible to another run here with these 2 safeties deep.
Dalvin Cook bursting through that hole. We visited with Rick Spielman today. I asked him, you spent a lot of money on the offensive line. Do you think it's going to be better this year? He said, yes, I'm sure. He said, at the very least, we're more athletic. And in this new system under Pat Shurmur, that's important because they're asking the offensive linemen to move more, pull more. They've been impressive tonight.
With a rookie center. Hey, Pat Elfine is a rookie center, 3rd-round pick out of Ohio State, and not many rookies have played for Mike Zimmer in the past, but I've seen a lot of rookie contributors tonight.
End of the 3rd quarter in Minneapolis. The Vikings leading 19-9 over the New Orleans Saints. Denver Broncos getting ready for the second half of our Monday Night Football season opening doubleheader. They'll be hosting the Los Angeles Chargers as soon as we're finished here in Minneapolis. Vikings lead 19-9 as we go to the 4th quarter. Dalvin Cook running room outside. Another explosive play for Minnesota. First down at the 16-yard line.
Kyle Rudolph, not known for his blocking. Nice job at the point of attack, and there's Cook getting the edge, but they run outside against this inside blitz, and Dalvin Cook, 80 yards rushing. We talked about him in the pregame. He has a bright future.
With a 32-yard gain.
Wow.
Cook did a good job to hold on. They were trying to yank the ball out as he crossed the 15-yard line.
Not a lot of young running backs get an opportunity to play on all 3 downs, and they have used Cook in some critical 3rd downs tonight. They've used him in a 2-minute situation. How about the shoes he has to fill? Adrian Peterson, the ex-Minnesota Viking, watching the future of the Vikings go to work.
2nd and 6. Jerick McKinnon, the running back, and he's dumped for a loss. Good penetration by Alex Okafor.
Using all the clock. You see Sam Bradford protecting the lead. Watched a game the other night, UCLA and Texas A&M, 44-10.
How about the Falcons in the Super Bowl?
Falcons in the Super Bowl. You can't snap this ball outside of 5 seconds. You see Bradford milking the clock. This is great work. Watch him utilize that 40-second clock. He'll milk this all the way down inside of 5 seconds. That's good. Good work.
Always a good idea, particularly against Drew Brees and the Saints. They haven't been explosive tonight, but they're capable. Bradford throws to the goal line. Touchdown, Kyle Rudolph.
I've been calling for Rudolph all night in the red zone. They put on a show the other day in practice, and it was just a matter of time. Over 80 catches and 7 scores a year ago, and Sam Bradford making a huge statement tonight. And so has his offensive line, Sean. These men have repeatedly given him good looks in the pocket, and he is smoking New Orleans. Just the corner route.
Kyle Rudolph, 7 touchdown catches last year. As his first of this season, Kai Forbath has the extra point. The Minnesota Vikings and Sam Bradford, ultra impressive on opening night, up 26-9 in the fourth quarter. Playing behind a rebuilt offensive line that's protected him very well, taking advantage of that talented receiving core, including the tight end Rudolph. An excellent job of play calling tonight by Pat Shermer. His first full season now as the Vikings offensive coordinator. At least he hopes it'll be a full season. Alvin Kamara takes a knee. And what can Drew Brees do in this Saints offense to get something going?
Well, the only thing he can do is get into the 2-minute drill. Try to score quickly, which he has done before. But I go back to his offensive tackle situation. You have to be really careful against this front four of the Vikings. These men are dangerous. Griffin at the bottom of the screen. Hunter, not in the game now, but this front four is menacing.
They've had tough starting field position all night long. They're starting from the 25. They haven't started beyond their own 25 tonight. Colby Fleener. Short gain, about 4 yards for Colby Fleener, the tight end out of Stanford.
Starting to pick up the tempo now. Predictable passing situation. This is where Minnesota's front four is most dangerous.
Xavier Rhodes apparently cramping earlier, not on the field here for Minnesota, their Pro Bowl corner. Brandon Coleman chased out of bounds by Trey Waynes, 2 yards shy of the first down. Saints have been a slow starting team in recent years. 0-3 to start last year, 0-3 the year before, 0-2 in 2014. All time in season openers, 17-33, the worst winning percentage of any franchise in the league. They get a first down there on the catch by Ted Ginn with Terrence Newman in coverage.
Well, they got an unbelievable schedule coming up. I mean, they get a short week with the Patriots next week. New England's had about a month to get ready for this game. And Sean Payton's got to fly home on a short week and see the defending world champions coming off a loss. Then they got to go at Carolina, who looks pretty darn good, and a scheduled trip in London.
Take on Miami. Michael Thomas taken down immediately by Trey Waynes. That is a brutal schedule to start the year for the Saints.
New Orleans continuing to huddle. Clock is the only enemy right now for the Vikings. Don't give up any big plays. Keep it in front and count on your front four to take advantage of this decimated Saint line.
Dink and dunk right now for the Saints, although Kamara makes it a much bigger gain with the run after the catch. The previous 4 completions on this drive went for a total of 18 yards, but that one gets 15.
Remember this man's name. You're going to hear a lot about him throughout this season. He can mismatch linebackers underneath. You can line him up in the slot. They have routes in their offense for Kamara. I've never seen a running back run.
He does pronounce it Kamara. He told the PR staff of the Saints his mother pronounces it Kamara, but he prefers Kamara. Norcross, Georgia. Breeze looking deep, fires deep, and the catch not made by Thomas. He was blasted by Harrison Smith, the outstanding 6th-year safety man out of Notre Dame.
He read that deep cross all the way. They have 5 Pro Bowl players on their defense, and they're led by Harrison Smith. As soon as this play action pass occurs, watch Smith turn and find Thomas on the deep cross. Two-time Pro Bowl player. Outstanding athlete. He can do it all from his free safety position.
With 5 defenders selected at the Pro Bowl last season, tying the franchise record. It's happened twice before, including the great days of the Purple People Eaters back in the late 60s. Everson Griffin made the tackle on Kamara. Out of Waycross, Georgia. Went to Alabama, redshirted for a year, decided that he didn't want to stick around there. He went to Hutchinson Community College in Kansas, then wound up at Tennessee, where for most of his time there, Coach, and you know, you love the Vols, he was a backup.
Yeah, I do love the Vols, and they had a great back there named Jalen Hurd. He left, and Kamara took over, but he can run it, catch it, and he's an outstanding return man.
Well, not a lot of urgency in this offense. The play clock went down to 10 before they snapped it. Thomas, his biggest, Ted Ginn, the big gainer, at the 10-yard line, 27-yard gain.
I love Terrence Newman. He's 39 years old. It's incredible. 23 Newman is still playing corner at 39, and that's probably not the man you want covering Ted Ginn. He can still roll with the best of them.
Well, James Harrison is older among defensive players in the NFL. Newman turned 39 1 week ago. It is first and goal. Breeze to Kobe Fleener, powers his way inside the 5-yard line.
Adrian Peterson not part of this game. Not known for his pass receiving. I know he caught over 40 passes when Brett Favre was a Viking, but this is uncommon territory for Adrian Peterson, and he's going to have to get used to it because the star on the rise, I think, in New Orleans is number 41, Kamara. He fits Drew Brees in his open style really good.
0 for 3 in terms of touchdowns in the red zone. They've settled for 3 field goals, and Kamara, 5'10", 215 pounds, trying to pound it up inside, and he got rejected by Eric Kendricks.
Here comes Peterson in the heavy artillery. Extra offensive linemen and tight ends, and will they hand it to Peterson, which they have done tonight, or will they use a play pass, which I think would be a great call here.
Peterson, 6 carries for 18 yards. Some are wondering at 32 if he has much left in the tank. He says he does. He goes out in the pass pattern. Looked like Drew wanted to throw it there, but he was covered, and now Breeze throws it away.
Well, they do use play action, and the Vikings are ready for that also.
What would you do here, John? You're down by 17 points. A field goal gets you within 2 scores.
Well, this is a dire situation. You're obviously going to try to make it a 2-possession game, get a quick stop, and go for it on 4 downs the next time you get it.
Yep, Sean Payton thought about it for a while and then sent out Lutz, who's 3 for 3 tonight. He's made 16 in a row dating back to last year. And he's good from 20 yards. His 3rd field goal of under 25 yards tonight. They've gotten down close. They can't punch it in. It's a 14-point game. 2 minutes and 3 seconds, but had to settle for its 4th field goal of the night. Frustrating night for Drew Brees. Over 200 yards for the 53rd game in a row, but much bigger numbers put up by Sam Bradford. Will Lutz kicks off. Jerick McKinnon takes a knee about 3 yards deep. Well, Bradford's been terrific, but he's had much better line play in front of him than he saw a year ago in his first season in Minnesota.
3.5 seconds to hold the ball and find open receivers. This is something Sam Bradford has never had. I thought this would be the weak link of the Vikings. It's uncommon to have a couple new starters, but there are 5 new starters on this Viking offensive line, led by Riley Reif at left tackle, 2 new guards. rookie center, and Mike Remmers comes over to play right tackle. What a job they've done.
Reef and Remmers, the tackles, and the rookie Elflein at center. The three players making their debut in the season opener. Dalvin Cook runs for 4, and as you saw in the graphic, first time that's happened in 10 years. The Arizona Cardinals back in 2007 had 3 offensive line starters at tackles and center making their debuts.
Seeing a lot of different kind of running plays tonight too. Athletic line. I can't say enough about Riley Reef. I thought he struggled a little bit last year playing right tackle in Detroit, but his athleticism really allows Cook to creatively get the corner.
Bradford on target for a first down.
Listen to this crowd.
It's Laquan Treadwell, the first-round pick a year ago, who had only 1 catch last season in 9 games, and that's the reason for the big cheer. They've been waiting for him to become part of the situation here.
Hey, they've gone after Harris all night. Why not get Treadwell some confidence? Pro football, I've coached a lot of these young receivers. Confidence is a big deal, and if they can get this young man healthy, which he has not been, and to get confident in his abilities once again, they have a diamond in the rough people might have forgotten about.
He was having a nice preseason, then had a hamstring injury that shut him down for a couple of weeks and set him back. Cook, a hard-earned 2 yards, ran into Alex Anzalone. And the Vikings in no hurry, approaching 6 minutes to go with a 14-point lead. Cook has a chance to break a Adrian Peterson mark. The most rushing yards by a Vikings rookie in a season opener, 107 by Adrian Peterson back in his rookie year of 2007. And Cook has 91 yards rushing tonight. C.J. Ham, the fullback, into the game. McKinnon has a blocker out in front. Well, we talked about the improved athleticism of that offensive line. How about the rookie center, Pat Elflein, running way downfield to deliver a block?
You ain't kidding. Elflein is interested. Played guard and center at Ohio State. Watch him come out on this screen and kick out Kenny Vaccaro. This textbook work.
And another 20-plus yard gain in the passing game. Their 8th of the night, 25-yard pickup. And Bradford again letting the play clock go down under 5 seconds. 5 minutes remaining. Dalvin Cook. Well, they had some good intel on Elflein. He's out of Ohio State. Rick Spielman, the general manager's brother, is the great Chris Spielman, one of the great players in the history of Ohio State football. And his daughter Maddie attended Ohio State. Her roommate was Emily Lachey, the daughter of the great Jim Lachey, who's Elflein's girlfriend. So,
how about that?
Yeah, good character reference there for Maddie. St. Paul Airport is going to open in March. Their offices and indoor practice facility, the Vikings Hall of Fame. The Wilf family, the owners of this franchise, done a terrific job. Randy Moss gave them a tremendous amount of praise for what they've done for this franchise, including building this stadium. There was concern for a while the franchise might not stay here in Minnesota, and what a crime that would have been given how wonderful the fans are here. And he got a tremendous hand. The Wilf family got a tremendous hand when Randy Moss made those comments, because the fans do appreciate what the Wilfs have done for this franchise.
As they should. Be a neat place to have a Super Bowl again, won't it?
Yeah. I've had a couple Viking fans, friends of mine, text me tonight and ask if they might be watching a home game in the Super Bowl here. It's a little early to get that caught up, but it is an encouraging start for Minnesota for sure. Adam Thielen, the catch, tried to lunge for the first down. He thinks he got it. The official on the near sideline does not agree. And now a decision for Mike Zimmer. Be about a 44-yard field goal, and it would make it a 3-score game, and that's the play.
Saints got to hang in there. These young defensive backs. Lattimore's a rookie. Marcus Williams is a rookie. You're seeing P.J. Williams and Devontae Harris play their 3rd game. The Saints got to regroup with this young crowd because there's an angry man coming to the city of New Orleans next week. I mean, angry. And he's a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, Mr. Brady. I doubt Coach Belichick was in a happy mood these last few days. 45-yard kick is good. And both field goal kickers perfect tonight. Kai Forbath, the former Saint, 3 for 3 after that 45-yarder. 4 minutes to go. Monday Night Football from Minneapolis. Arrived in New Orleans from San Diego 7 months after Katrina ravaged the city, and he was involved in the recovery efforts in so many ways. He's become a treasured citizen of that great Crescent City. A lot of work to do tonight if he's going to pull one out. He hasn't thrown a touchdown pass tonight. He had only 2 games last season in which he failed to throw a TD against Detroit and Tampa Bay.
Well, the third down plays in the red zone are the story to me when it comes to Breeze. Usually in the red zone they score touchdowns, but I think they're 0 for 4 on third down, and those are 4-point plays. You either score touchdowns or field goals, and 4 field goals not going to get it done in this league.
On 1st and 10, Brandon Coleman. That's bumped out of bounds by Xavier Rhodes.
This is what the Saints do best. They dominate here. Third down in the red zone. Deep shot for Tommy Lee Lewis. They don't hit it. Another third down in the red zone. They don't have very good route distribution. They run a bootleg. No one's there. You can't fool the Vikings. And you have to credit Mike Zimmer, the head coach of the Vikings. This is a top 5 defense from a year ago. They have 5 Pro Bowl players and everybody back.
Breeze fires one to Michael Thomas. First down, flag down. Gain to the 48-yard line. Looks like it's going against Minnesota.
Holding. Defense number 29. Penalty is declined. The result of the play. First down.
But you know, Sean, the more you're a head coach, the longer you do it, the better you get at it. And I credit Mike Zimmer. He's had a horrible year with that eye, the detached retina. He's had 7 or 8 different surgeries. He had to spend time away from the team. But he got closer to the offense. He got closer to Sam Bradford. And I think his experience as a head coach has showed up all over the field tonight.
On 1st and 10 after the 23-yard gain to Thomas. Mark Ingram 2 yards short of a first down, the 44 of Minnesota. Yeah, right before we had them on Monday Night Football in Chicago last year, he started to have a problem with his eye. He doesn't really know why, although during that game he said his play sheet came up and hit him in the eye in the wind, but he wound up having 8 surgeries. For a while he told us on Saturday he was afraid he was going to completely lose the vision in that eye. It is severely reduced after everything that he has gone through.
How about he goes to his doctor, he says, hey, if this is not a cause, this is a lost cause, I'll coach with one eye.
Yeah.
He was not going to get out of coaching, but he has withstood a lot of agony, and good to see him back moving around healthy and 2 good eyes.
Well, such a football lifer as Ingram makes the catch. Rick Spielman told me today, I finally made him go home in May for 2 weeks. He has a ranch in Kentucky. I said, go away. It's May. We'll be all right without you. And Rick Spielman said he didn't talk to me for 3 days.
Yeah.
He was so mad at me, so I kept sending him texts, told him I'd like to speak with him. He didn't hear from him. Ingram runs down after the catch inside the 20-yard line. They'll mark it at the 16. Nice drive as they try to score their first touchdown of the night, but they're running out of time. 11-yard pickup there.
This will look good on the stat sheet, but Minnesota playing a soft cover 2 zone, keeping everything in front and keeping the clock moving.
Adrian Peterson, a spectator. That's been the case a lot tonight. Kamara fights his way inside the 10. Anthony Barr made the tackle. And that gets us to the 2-minute warning. The 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis, then on to Denver. Phillip Rivers. And the Los Angeles Chargers take on the Denver Broncos. It's already been a great weekend for the Los Angeles NFL teams. How about Your former assistant, you gave him the start in the NFL, Sean McVay. They scored 46 points yesterday.
Unbelievable. Great start. Congratulations, Sean McVay and the Rams.
2nd and 2. New Orleans looking for its first touchdown of the night. Breeze to the end zone. Caught by Fleener. And they're on the board in terms of touchdowns on an 8-yard play.
How about Breeze, Sean? I mean, you're down 27-12. He just will not quit. 17 years. The man continues to make throws like this, and I know it's not going to result in a victory, but I admire the way he competes at age 38. Be an interesting contract season for Breeze.
Yeah, final year of his contract. He said he's not the least bit focused on it. Making $18 million this year. Lutz the extra point. So 75 yards in 8 plays. Took 2:04 off the clock. He's going to battle the end. He is as fierce a competitor as you'll find. And when his playing days are over, he will be in the Hall of Fame. He's 3rd all-time in career completions behind Favre and Manning. And most of these things you're going to see are achievable here if he plays 2 or 3 more years, becoming number 1 all-time, 3rd in passing yards behind Favre and Manning and Favre, and in TD passes, 3rd behind Manning and Favre. But you read this story about he was playing one of his teammates in ping pong and he couldn't beat him, so he went home and practiced ping pong and learned how to handle spin from somebody else when they're playing ping pong, and came back and beat the guy.
Yeah, Zach Strief.
Is that who it was? That's right,
yeah.
Zach Strief. I was trying to remember who it was. Onside kick, it seems, for Will Lutz. And Kyle Rudolph just batted it out of bounds.
This is the time I like the most. You have the game in hand. Sam Bradford trots out there with a lot of new offensive linemen, a rookie feature back, rookie center. It's an impressive start for this offensive football team. We know they can play defense. You've said that tonight. They are returning almost every player on that side of the ball. If they can pick things up offensively, this is a dangerous football team.
Well, it's a little early. They are playing New Orleans, which has struggled mightily in recent years on defense. Dalvin Cook chopped down inbounds. Craig Robertson, who was their leading tackler a year ago, now a backup, made the stop for New Orleans, and the Saints will use the timeout. After we're done here, the GMC postgame analysis and breakdown of the game is part of SportsCenter, airing on ESPN News, because right here on ESPN, a tantalizing nightcap for the Chargers and the Broncos. A lot of people like the Chargers as a dark horse team to do well this season. You don't.
Do they?
You're making a face.
I like Phillip Rivers. I think the injury to Mike Williams at receiver will hurt them. They've already lost a pretty good offensive lineman, and I think Perryman, their inside linebacker, needs to get healthy quickly.
Cook to the 45, another New Orleans timeout with 1:42 to go.
You know, Sam Bradford was incredible tonight. I mean, he threw the ball as good as you can throw it. A lot of his incompletions were dropped, but he threw it on the move accurately to Stephon Diggs for a touchdown. A pinpoint back shoulder fade to Diggs for 6. How about this throw to Rudolph to the corner? And he made some throws under duress, but I credit the offensive line. They have been a right lightning rod around here. They struggled. They relieved everybody. They got rid of everybody. They got rid of the whole cast of characters. And Tony Sperano, the offensive line coach, has to be pleased with round 1.
8 pass plays of 20 plus. Brett Favre, the last quarterback to do that. This is going to be the rookie record in his debut for a Viking in rushing yards, as Dalvin Cook has the big gainer along the near sideline all the way to the 12-yard line. He ran for 33.
This guy's going to be a heck of a player. I said it in the cut-in before the game. I think he's going to steal the show tonight from Adrian Peterson. He's an electrifying back. And I know he went in the top of the second round, and there are people that are concerned about him off the field. I have no concerns. I think this man is in the right place with the right leadership around him. And what a start. When Adrian Peterson comes back to Minnesota, you laid down 127 yards in your first game as a Viking.
Almost double what Peterson had in his 3 games last season, an injury-filled year for Peterson. It is the rookie record for the Vikings in the season opener, 127 rushing yards, 20 more than Peterson had in his debut in 2007. And you can't run for 127, and Bradford can't throw for 346 and 3 touchdowns if you don't get excellent offensive line play. That's the story of the night. They gave up 1 sack. They were last in the league in rushing last season. They didn't turn it over. It'll be interesting to hear the Saints postmortems. Peterson said he realized when he came to New Orleans he was going to be a role player, but there were times looking at him on the sideline when that seemed to be very uncomfortable for him. And that's it. Minnesota wins 29-19 before a crowd of 66,606 who enjoyed every second of it. It was entertaining from the start. Here's Lisa Salters with Sam Bradford. Well, apparently there's a problem with the mic. Actually, Sam went to hug it out with Chase Daniel. Back with more from Minneapolis right after this.